Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I'm just doing a little practice in the morning, but you can do it whenever it's good for you. It doesn't really matter. It's just a nice all over stretch. So even if it's in the evening, especially if you've been sitting around a lot, so it'll just get you nicely relaxed and stretched out as yoga usually does, with a little bit of strength building as well. So I'm sitting on my block this morning. If you have a cushion or a couple of cushions that you want to sit on instead, if you don't have a block, just to give you a little bit of room through the front of the body, and we have a nice long spine, and you're sitting just on your sit bones, just to get ready for the practice. So I've finally gone and done it, and I bought myself an essential oil diffuser. I've been meaning to do that for ages, and I finally got around to doing it on the recommendation of a friend. And for this morning's practice, I've decided to diffuse an energizing blend of lemon, peppermint and frankincense, just 2 drops of each, which is really good, really lovely and energizing, and I love lemon and peppermint anyway, so it smells amazing. If you were doing it in the evening, I would suggest maybe doing 4 drops of lavender and 2 of frankincense, just to make it more calming and get you ready for bed and relaxing. So that's me today. So I'm so excited to finally have it, and I'm going to start incorporating that into my practice as well, if anyone is interested in using essential oils for themselves at home. So great, let's get ready to start. So coming to your mat, nice and comfortable, legs as always crossed, or you can have them straight in a diamond shape, however you feel comfortable, as we coming into the seated position just for a few minutes, just bringing ourselves into our practice. So gently just closing your eyes and just start tuning in, starting to take the awareness into your internal body. So just take a few moments to settle in, wriggling out any bits of discomfort and starting to relax and let go. Let go of your sleep if you've just woken up. Let go of the day if you've already had a long day. And just let go and bring yourselves to your practice. Starting to notice how your body's feeling. If you're holding on to any bits of tension, just take a few moments just to check in. Letting thoughts go. And just bring your mind, your awareness into your body. And starting to slow the breath. And starting to notice your face. Does it feel nice and relaxed? Is your forehead relaxed? Not holding on to any frowning, no tension between the eyebrows. And then relaxing your jaw. Does it feel nice and relaxed? Just having that space between your teeth. Your neck is relaxed, nice and long, having the chin slightly tilted in towards your chest. Just so your neck is long, so we're not bending forward, just making sure the chin's not lifted up and the neck is just nice and relaxed. And then just relaxing your shoulders, just gently drawing them back slightly so they stay nice and open, but relaxed down. Let the arms relax, hands relax, wherever you're placing them, on your legs, in your lap. Just feel them nice and relaxed. Feel that connection to your body. And then the spine, staying nice and tall, but gently relaxed. So it's not tensing up. You're not feeling any tenseness through the back of your body. It's just nice and relaxed as we feel ourselves relaxing down into our sit bones. So relaxing the pelvis, the belly, the legs, just letting go of any tension. Those glutes are nice and relaxed. We continue down to our feet, just letting them gently relax. So we feel nice and relaxed and connected to our bodies. And then let's bring our awareness to our breath. So if you haven't yet, just starting to take longer, deeper breaths. So we're going to take more breaths. Just try and breathe more from your belly. So we're not just breathing from our chest or our ribs, we're breathing all the way from our belly. So really using our diaphragm to its full potential. So we take our next breath in. Just see if you can start making the breath a little bit longer, drawing it up from your belly all the way through the trunk of your body to your chest, and then gently relaxing it out, letting it go from your chest down towards your belly. Let's continue with a few more rounds. Still keeping the breath natural, as well as lengthening it. So we're not forcing the breath. If it does feel uncomfortable and you feel you're stiffening up, just relax and maybe take it not so deep, and it'll eventually just start coming to you. As long as you're just consciously relaxing it and slowing it down, it'll eventually deepen further. As with all things in yoga, the more you relax and let things just happen, further you tend to go. Let's take a few more rounds. Keep lengthening the breath if you can. Each new breath, just trying to make it a little bit longer, a little bit deeper, still staying nice and tall. And each exhale, just try and let the breath go, either for the same amount of time, or maybe just letting it go for a little bit longer, just to really relax the body. Especially if you're doing this in the evening, try and let the breath go for maybe 2 counts more than your inhale. So you're truly relaxing your body. Let's go for 5 more breaths, 5 more rounds. That's 1 round. Next inhale, feel that connection to your body, but still staying relaxed. Letting the breath out, relaxing out any tension. 3 more rounds. Just tuning into that rise and fall. Final round, making it as deep as you can, going for it. And with the exhale, really letting go. Good. Coming back to your normal breath, which is probably lengthened from when we first started. Let's bring our hands together in front of our heart. And just take a little bow here, still keeping the eyes gently closed. A little stretch through the back of the neck. Just enjoying that stretch. If you want to, just set an intention for your practice. And this week, when I'm recording this class, is Mental Health Week. Maybe dedicating your practice to kindness, and love. Maybe dedicating it to someone you love, or someone you want to send some kindness to, or just enjoy that little stretch, maybe sending yourself some love, some kindness. And then we'll straighten the head and get our palms rubbing together. So nice brisk rub with the hands as we start bringing energy and warmth to the practice. Brisk, 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 brisk rub. And then gently placing our palms over our eyes as we blink back into the light, taking our hands away. We begin with our greeting of Namaste, love and peace. And again, thank you for joining. And either staying on your cushion, I'm going to come off my block for the time being, but you can stay on your cushion if you prefer, and uncross and recross your legs. We're just going to start with a few warm-ups. So just letting go of any tension through the neck, nice big circles with our chin to the left, to your right, start going up. And then come down the left side. So nice big circles towards your chin. Let's go for 2 more big circles, taking your time. Really noticing that movement through the neck. Final circle. When the chin drops back to the chest, start taking it in the opposite direction. Nice big breath in to the left shoulder. All the way up and down the other side. You can do this with your eyes open, your eyes closed. Just take your time. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Our last circle round. Bringing the chin back towards your chest, holding it there. Another little stretch through the back of the neck. Relax the shoulders. And then as you inhale, start taking the chin up towards the ceiling. Just be mindful of not collapsing too much into the back of your neck. Give this throat a little stretch. Maybe draw the shoulder blades slightly back. And opening them up. And then bringing the head to center again. And this time we'll continue circles with our body. So let's interlace our fingers, straightening our arms, taking it from the right, circling forward, lengthening forward to the left and all the way back. So nice big circles. Like you're stirring a big pot. Really lengthening through that spine. Keep those sit bones nicely down on the mat. Lengthening through those arms. Final circle. And let's take it in the opposite direction. Oops. So we're taking it from the right to the left and then all the way back. That length going through the spine, drawing it back. 2 more circles. Keep those sit bones on the mat. Final circle round. And when you've finished your round, coming back to center. Good, letting that go. Let's straighten up those legs. Get a little bit of movement in the legs, loosening up the hips. Hands on either side. We're just going to bend that right knee, bringing it up. You can have the heel on the mat, or you can have it slightly lifted and then straightening it forward, depending on how strong you want to feel in those legs. Having movement in the knee and the hip. Keeping those foot flexed. Last time, staying up nice and tall and then straightening and switching sides, drawing left knee in, straightening it. Inhaling and exhaling, pushing it out. Keep reaching down through those hands, staying nice and tall. 2 more times. Good, last time. And let's cross those legs, cross those ankles, come up onto our knees, up onto our hands. I'm just going to take the side view as we come into a few rounds of Madhajasana. Cat-cow, so drawing those wrists underneath shoulders. These are hip distance apart. A nice neutral spine to start off with. Elbows are just slightly turned out to the sides. As we inhale, draw the shoulder blades back, tilting the tailbone, looking up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, rounding up that spine, tucking the tail under, chin towards the chest. And you're gazing kind of down between your hands. Inhaling again, opening up the chest, draw the shoulder blades back. Exhaling, rounding up that spine, tucking tailbone under. You feel that stretch between the shoulders, maybe tuck the toes, give them a stretch as well. And then flattening the toes, inhaling, drawing the shoulders back. Tailbone goes up, rounding up the spine. And still keep the shoulders over the wrists. Let's do 2 more rounds. Nice big breaths. Really rooting down through those fingers, opening up the chest, really tuck, tailbone stretching up. Exhaling, tucking under. Let's stretch through the shoulder blades. Final round. Gazing down between your hands. Good. Let's come back to center. And get ready to come into down dog. So really spreading out those fingers, rooting down through the hands. Really want to press those fingers down into the mat. Tuck the toes under. Into down dog. Tailbone goes up. Slight lift through that tailbone. The knees soft for the moment as we lengthen through that spine. And then if you feel like walking one leg at a time, just walking it out. Keeping the tailbone lifted. And maybe taking a side stretch. So when you bend one knee, bringing it to the opposite leg in front of the opposite leg. And then to the other side. Give yourselves a nice stretch through the side of the body. So just walking out those legs. Still keeping that tailbone rooted down. So keep pressing through those hands. That tailbone rooting up, I should say. Tilting up. And then let's come back to center. Last stretch here in down dog. Walking towards the top of our hands into a forward bend. Holding it here. And just let yourselves dangle for a moment. Again, crown of your head pointing down towards the floor. Softening the knees ever so slightly. Checking if your weight's falling back, just adjusting it more towards your toes, although we still want weight on the heels. And we're going to start coming into a halfway lift. Bring the hands to the shins, lengthen the spine, looking ahead. As we soften the knees and start coming up, rolling those shoulders, a nice big circle with those arms, reaching up and bringing it all back to our heart. And let's get ready for one round of half sun salutation, and then we'll do a full salutation. So Tandasana, rooting down through our feet, energizing outwards so we're not collapsing in. Feet are nicely supporting us. Palms turned outwards so the chest automatically opens out, the shoulder blades go back. Let's take a circle with our arms, big circle, round, a gentle back bend. We're lengthening back, coming all the way nice and long, keeping that spine long through into a forward bend. Fingertips come down on the mat and we take a big step back with our right foot, knees on the mat, lifting up the chest, shoulders relaxed, lifting up the chin, not all the way, but just so that we're looking ahead. Tucking the back toe under, coming into down dog, stepping back, flattening the hands. And then we'll just take that right leg. Heel goes up towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch, stretch, stretch through that left leg. Just feel the back of that left leg. And then bend that right knee. We're going to start bringing that leg through. So you can take 1 or 2 or 3 steps, or just one big step. Big foot between the hands. Back knee down, chest up, chin up. Lengthen through that spine. Into a forward bend. Let's root down through those feet. Shoulders circling as we bring the hands back to the heart. And let's continue with the left side. So reaching back. Nice big stretch into that forward bend. Fingertips on the mat. Left leg goes back. Knees on the mat. Lifting up the chest and the chin. Nice long spine. Into down dog. Placing flat hands. Into down dog. And then left leg reaches up towards the ceiling. Give that right leg a stretch. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Rooting down through those hands. Bend that left knee, start shifting the weight forward a few steps, or just one big step. Back knee down, lifting up the chest and chin. Good. Come into a forward bend. Root down through those feet, circling those shoulders, big circle with those arms as we come back to the heart. And let's get ready to do a full round of sun salutation. So really getting a stretch through all the parts of our body, rooting down through our feet. Circling those arms, nice big circle, 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 reaching, reaching, reaching into a forward bend. Right leg steps back, knees on the mat, chest up, chin up. Into down dog. And then we continue, Ashtanga Pranam, 8-point pose as we shift our weight forward. Knees come down, bend those elbows, chest comes down, legs straighten back, and the chest lifts up into a baby cobra. We tuck the toes under, back to down dog. Step that right foot through, a couple of steps, left knee on the mat. Chest up, chin up, into a forward bend. Root down through those feet, come all the way up, hands back to the heart. And let's end with the left side, reaching back. Back, 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 big stretch, into a forward bend. Take that left leg back, the knees on the mat, lifting up the chest and the chin, creating that space. Into down dog. Knees come to the mat as we shift the weight forward, bending the elbows, chest and chin comes down, straightening legs back, lifting the chest, baby. Full cobra. Tuck the toes under, back to down dog. And then step that left foot through, back knee down, lifting up chest and chin, into a forward bend. And let's stop coming up, soften the knees, roll those shoulders, hands come back to the heart. Good. And we'll continue now that we're nice and stretched, warmed up. Let's root down through those feet. Really connecting down to the mat. I'm going to step over, left foot steps over right. If you can't quite get the right foot, the left foot flat on the floor without your hips going over to the side, you just come onto the ball of that left foot. With both feet, we want to try and keep those hips nice and square and root down through the feet, both feet. We've got equal weight. And then let's take the arms up and we're going to grab that left wrist with the right hand. Shoulders stay relaxed, drawing the shoulders back into their sockets. And we just take a stretch over. It's a nice side stretch, keeping the chest lifted so we're not falling forward. That top arm is nicely stretching over the side of the ear, the head. Keep rooting down through those feet, the shoulders are square. A few relaxing breaths. Come back to center and let's switch sides. So take the left leg back and take the right one over again. Just get that positioning with the feet if you need that adjustment. Take that right wrist with your left hand. On the exhale, stretching over, lovely stretch through the side of the body. Shoulders are square, hips are square. So the spine is nice and straight, and then we're taking a side stretch. Really relaxing into that pose. And come back to center, into a right angle pose. So just placing the hands on the hips for the moment. Feet are either hip distance or slightly closer together, depending on your back. Always more apart if you've got lower back problems. We're going to start hinging forward from the hips. Keep the chest open, shoulders drawn back. We're trying to get that spine as straight as we can and bending all the way, like we're coming into a right angle. And then take the arms out to either side, lengthening through those arms. Draw the shoulders slightly back in, lengthening through the neck so it's not dropping down and it's not looking up. It's staying nice and long, looking ahead. Soften the knees if you need to, just to lengthen through that tailbone. Root down through those feet. Energizing those legs, energizing those arms. Draw that navel in. Relaxing into the pose. Bring the hands to the hips again, this time into chest. Start bending the knees, sending the tailbone back and down as we open up the chest, bringing it up. And then take the arms up again, either side. Face, well, not quite with the face, just ahead of you. And shoulder width apart, palms facing in. Again, just noticing your tailbone, if it's sticking out, just draw it in, drawing it in slightly into neutral. So it's not right under, it just stops it from sticking out. Just draw it in, draw that navel in. So we're protecting that lower back, root down through those feet. And this time the weight should be shifting more towards your heels than your toes. Again, check your knees aren't going past your toes or past the root of your toes. And then we can lift those toes up, give those feet a little stretch. Keep engaging those legs so the knees aren't dropping in or out. They stay nice and stable. Draw the shoulder blades back. And then bringing the toes down, and let's start straightening the legs. Take the arms behind you, lengthening through that spine. Draw that navel in so ribs aren't over popping out. And then come up onto your toes with the ball of your foot, lifting up the heel, strengthening those little muscles in the ankle. And then let's bring the heels down. We're going to relax and do that a few more times just with the feet, just energizing those feet, really connecting back, reminding our feet that we're there. Spend so much time in our shoes that our feet sometimes forget. They don't do what they're meant to. It's always good to walk around with no shoes on at any given opportunity. So if you're spending a lot of time at home, ideal time to walk around with no shoes, just to bring your feet back. And so we're just going to give them a little stretch. So flexing those toes up. Flex, flex, flex. Give those feet a nice stretch through the arches, and then placing the toes down. We'll lift the heels up. It doesn't have to be too high. Again, it's just giving the feet really root down through the toes, through the ball of the foot. Do that a few more times. Bring the heels down, lift the toes up, nice big stretch, waking them up, energizing those feet, those toes. Toes come down. Let's bring the heels up again. Root down through the toes. One last time. Heels are down, toes are up. And then toes are down, heels are up. Good. Oops. Give ourselves a little shake if we need to, and we're going to come into triangle. So if you are facing me, we're going to take step back with the right foot and drop it at 90 degrees to the front foot. I'm just taking it to the side vision. So my right foot is there behind me, left foot in front. Root down through that right foot. You want to try and have those ankles wider than your hips, so you have a nice open hips. Again, heel to instep. Lift up through that pelvis, engage that core, nice long spine. Triangle takes the arms out, shoulders are nice and parallel to each other. We're going to reach to our left and then just drop the left hand to the shin or to the knee, just below the knee, wherever you're comfortable, or you could be up here. Top hand goes up towards the ceiling, right hand. You're going to keep that shoulder drawing back into the socket. Remember, it's not about how far down we're going. It's about keeping that chest nice and open, that spine nice and straight. And then we go down if we can. Once we have that openness, then we can start playing around with how far down we can go. So we're keeping our shoulders stacked over the hips. Keep rooting up through that top hand. Decide where you want to look with your vision, with your neck. Rooting down through your feet. So don't forget those outer edges so we're not falling into the arches. Next breath, start coming up into reverse warrior. So bend that left knee, pushing down, energizing down, and reversing the top of the body. So nice right angle through that left knee, right hand down the back leg, left hand over the head. And then come back to center, relax for a moment. Maybe bring the back leg slightly closer. We're going to turn that back foot into 45 degrees as we start shifting that back hip forward. Warrior one, bend 90 degrees if we can through that left leg, reaching those arms up, drawing shoulders back into their sockets, root down through that back heel, interlace fingers behind the back, open up the chest, draw those shoulder blades towards each other. And then straighten the front leg, root down through the foot, stop bending forward into a pyramid, head comes towards that front leg, keep rooting down through those feet, really stabilizing, energizing those legs. Energizing that core, let yourselves drop forward, a little closer if you can. And then let the arms go, bringing them to either side of that front foot. If you need to bend your front leg, that's fine. Just be on the fingertips for now. You're going to come into standing forward split. So turn the back toes forward. Start shifting the weight onto the front leg. Bend that front knee if you need to. Start shifting your hands forward so that the wrists are going to come under your shoulders when you step forward. Weight is on the front foot. Back leg reaches up. Similar to what we were doing before that sun salutation, just not in down dog, just in a forward bend. Keep lifting, keep hands straight in that front leg as you make more space, and then a nice big step back. Again, drop that back leg as far back as you can. Bring those hands either side of the front foot, so really bend that front leg so you can place your hands on the mat, and then step back into down dog. Good, a nice big stretch in down dog. And you can either stay here, you can go into child's pose if you prefer, or you can take a little flow with me, start shifting the weight forward. Again, you'll bring the knees to the mat first, or you could hover there, bend those elbows, scoop the chest all the way through into a baby cobra, full cobra. Draw the shoulders back, keep those glutes relaxed, tuck the toes under back to down dog. And then we're going to hop or walk through to the top of our mats. If we're hopping through, nice landing, nice and soft, not making any noise. Straightening that spine, hands to the shins. Roll those shoulders, come all the way up, hands back to the heart. Let's continue with the other side. So again, stepping back with the left foot this time. Right foot pointing towards me. Bend that. No, we're going to go to triangles, so both legs are straight. Just take a moment to adjust heel to heel or heel to instep. Arms are nice and parallel, reaching, dropping. Right hand down this time, left one up. Draw that shoulder into its socket. Keep the chest nice and open. Keep rooting down through the outside edges of your feet. Decide where you want to look with your neck. Reaching, lengthening that top arm up, lengthening bottom arm down. Chest is nice and straight. Good. Next breath, reversing it. So bend that right knee, start coming up, windmilling the arms over. Left arm down, right one over the head, raising up. And then come back to center. And let's end the flow with that little, with warrior one. So shifting the back leg if we need to, and turn the hips. Back foot's at 45 degrees. Bend that front leg. Nice right angle to it, 90 degrees, reaching up. Energizing down that heel. So you feel the energy coming into your core, down the back leg. Interlace those fingers, open the chest, straightening that front leg as we start rooting down through both feet. Keep that core engaged and bowing forward towards our leg. Draw that navel in. Good. Bring the hands to either side of that front foot. So bend that knee if you need to. As we start shifting, turning the back toes, start bringing that weight forward. And then lifting the back leg as we shift the weight all the way into the front leg. Have those wrists underneath shoulders. If you can, then you can straighten your front leg. If you have a block, you can use it. If you have a chair, you can always use the chair. Just a nice stretch through that front leg. And then a big step back again. Just stepping back. Bring hands to either side of that foot, flattening the palms on the mat. So bend the front knee. Stepping back, down dog. Rooting down through those hands. Tailbone tilts up. Nice stretch. And either staying here or child's pose, or let's come into chaturanga. Let's shift the weight forward. The shoulders are over. Wrists in high plank, bend those elbows. You can bring your knees down first. Then come into full chaturanga with the chest. The tailbone tilts up as the chest comes down, hovering it, and then scooping straight into either baby cobra, full cobra, or even up dog. Root down through those fingers. Tucking the toes under, back to down dog. And then a hop or a step through to the top of our mats. Into a forward bend. Hands to our shins, lengthen the spine. Soften the knees, roll the shoulders, hands back to the heart. And we're going to take a nice wide-legged pose this time. So take the legs to the side. A nice big step, oops, or jump. Parallel feet again. Ankles are wider than our hips, wider than our shoulders. We've got a nice space between the legs. Root down through your feet. Make sure we're not collapsing in. So really energizing that, taking that energy outwards. And this time we're going to do eagle arms. So keeping ourselves nice and long through the spine. Take the arms out to the sides. We're going to start off with the right arm coming over, bring the left arm under, crossing elbows if we can. If elbows don't quite cross, just give yourselves a lovely hug, holding onto your shoulders. If you can get your elbows to cross, you can then take the back of your arms together, or you can take another twist so the palms are coming to touch, but we're keeping the wrists nice and straight. We're not bending the wrists. So we're kind of touching fingers of one hand to the palm of the other and keeping the wrists nice and straight. Lift the elbows up slightly. Draw that navel in. Create that space, that length through the spine, and then start coming into a forward bend. So hanging here, halfway, hinging from those hips. Let the tailbone root back, rooting down through those feet. Making sure feet are parallel or slightly pigeon-toed. That helps you root down through the outside of the legs, and then start coming all the way down. Still holding here. Feel that stretch through the back of the shoulders. Good. Untwining those arms. The bottom arm, the left arm, is going to come so the hand is directly underneath your gaze. So you're gazing down, you can see your hand. And then the right hand, we're going to take it up towards the ceiling. So start twisting. to that right side. And draw that shoulder into its socket, root down through that left bottom hand to give you that space, reaching up. And then bring the hand back down. Good. Hang here for a moment. Just let yourself hang and relax. Bring the hands back to your hips as we start coming up. And let's jump the legs together and then jump them apart. Just giving them a little bit of a break. Again, nice parallel feet. And now we'll do arms opposite sides. So taking the arms out. Root down through those feet. This time the left one is over, the right one is under. Either a hug or if elbows cross, or one twist or two. Lifting elbows up slightly. Feel the stretch through that spine. Keeping it nice and long and then coming all the way forward. Lengthening forward. Gazing past your hands. Lengthening that tailbone. Draw that navel in. Adjust the feet if you need to. And then start coming all the way down. Feel that stretch through the shoulders. Relaxing. Good. Letting go. And this time it's the right arm. Comes underneath as we take the left one up. And a little twist to the right side, to the left side this time. And draw that left shoulder in as we root down through the right hand. And then bring that hand back down. And just hang here for a moment. Relax the shoulders. You can either grab the back of your legs and take a deeper stretch, or the inside of your legs, or just let yourselves hang. Completely up to you. Keep rooting down to the outside. So we're not collapsing into our insteps. We're keeping them nice and lifted. And then we're going to come into down dog. So if you want to stay facing me, you can bring your hands slightly further ahead and then walk your legs into down dog. I'm just going to take a side view. So I'm going to take myself to this side and then just step back into down dog. You can go into child's pose if you prefer, walking out your legs if you want. Just give yourselves a little stretch. And then let's come down onto our knees. And we're going to do one little back bend here. We're going to come into camel, baby camel I should say. So taking the legs, so they're slightly wider than the hips. The knees are slightly wider, as wide or slightly wider than your hips, just to give yourself room, give your back some space. So just a small back bend today. Bringing the hands behind us. So the hands are either side of your sacrum, just resting. They're on the small of your back, just to support you. And you want to keep the length through that bottom part. So we're not collapsing in. We're staying lifted and then taking the back bend. So we're leading through the chest, through the mid-back. Draw the shoulder blades back. If you need to put a cushion underneath your knees to make it more comfortable, you can start taking yourselves back. Or another option is just to hang here and draw the shoulders back. So that's a slightly more relaxed version. Or as we're just hanging here, or you could just be here and just go for a very small back bend. Just open up the chest slightly, but still keep that length through the front of your body. If you want to go into a slightly deeper version, start tilting the pelvis forward. Keep that length through the base of the spine. So keeping the spine long. And really feel like those shoulder blades want to reach, poke through your chest. They're really drawing your chest back. If you want to take it further, you can take your arms to either side. Then let your neck relax. Next breath, let's come back up and relax back down. So just sitting back down onto our heels and relax the back. Just drawing yourselves into that lower back. Draw that chin towards your chest. So we're slightly rounding up through the back and just relax here. And then straightening a little side stretch as we right hand down, left one over, or whichever way, doesn't really matter. And then back to center, to the other side. Come back to center, a little rabbit pose, just like child's pose, but really curled up, so hands are either side of your legs. And we just curl the head in. The crown of the head is facing down, heading down towards the mat. Give that back a little stretch. And then coming back up to seated. And we're going to come and sit on our mats, coming into butterfly to start off with. So Baddha just to release any tension in the hips, in the spine, in the base of the spine. Soles of our feet together, either holding onto your feet, onto your ankles, onto your shins, wherever you need that support. To stay up nice and tall, nice and long through the spine, and just a gentle movement up and down. Really feel the pelvis relaxing. If you're tensing up, just letting it go. And then gently slowing it down until we come to complete stillness. And we'll get ready into Dandasana. So nice active seated pose. Just straightening our legs, flexing those feet, adjusting your pelvis. So you're on the tips of your sit bones. You can sit on your block, on your cushion, just to give you that length. So it gives you more length through the front, so you don't feel like you're collapsing back and inwards, especially if you've got more of a back bending body. You may feel you're collapsing inwards, so that just gives you a bit more height. If you've got a front bending body, you'll probably find forward bends are quite easy and back bends are harder. If you've got a back bending body, you'll probably find back bends are slightly easier. You feel more space than forward bends. So again, draw that navel in, relax the shoulders. So very active pose, even though we're just seated doing not a lot, our body's doing everything. So we're really engaging all the muscles through our legs. So really flexing those feet. So we're energizing through those heels and up towards your toes. Hands are down, we're rooting down through our palms. Draw the shoulders in so we're not collapsing. They're staying nice and long. So you've got a nice long spine. Shoulder blades slightly drawn back. Drawing navel slightly in. So we're really active. Rooting the sit bones back down, but lengthening up through the spine. You can either continue here, keep rooting down, keep flexing, or you can reach up, but still keeping that length through the spine, lifting through the spine, flexing those feet, engaging those legs, drawing that navel slightly in. Keep lengthening, nice long spine. Really engaging those arms, the sides of the body, the legs, and then relax. But not too relaxed, still keeping that length through the spine. We're going to come into a bound forward bend. So bringing the left knee towards you, still keeping that right leg straight and flex. We're going to have about a hand's width between the leg and the foot, or you may need a bit more depending on how wide you are across your chest. So just find your place. You want to draw that heel as close to you. Maybe just grab the knee, trying to get the knee underneath that armpit, keeping the spine nice and long. You can bend this knee slightly if that's better for your hamstrings. Otherwise, keeping the foot nice and flexed. Keep drawing that knee in, chest is open, spine is long. And then we're going to come into a forward bend, but keep that knee drawing in so we can prepare ourselves for the bind. So start reaching up, lengthening forward. If that knee starts dropping out, bring it in. You might need to adjust the foot slightly, but make sure you're rooting down through your foot. Your ankle is stable. It's not falling out. We're reaching forward, creating length. Draw that knee in towards you. And then you can either just stay here, keep lengthening, drawing the shoulders back. Chest stays long and lifted, or we can take the arms around and go for a bind. See if you can grab your left hand with your right hand, just to draw that knee in and keep the chest long and lifted. If the bind is too much for you, you can stay with your hands forward, or maybe just grab through the inside between the leg and the calf. You could hold that there instead, but still keep the chest long. Or you could have a belt and place it, hold it either hand. Keep drawing that leg in, that knee in, lengthening that spine. And relax. Relax those shoulders, relax the neck. Good, letting go of the bind. Let the leg relax out to the side. Bring the inside of the foot towards your inner leg. And then just completely relax into a forward bend. Let the shoulders relax, the spine, the neck. Even the foot relaxes as long as it's not flopping to either side. Keep that ankles supported, stable. And then our next breath, let's walk back up to hands back up to seated, and we'll end with a little twist. So let's take the right hand towards that left knee. Take the left hand behind you. Get that left hand as close to your back as you can, so your spine is nice and long. If you're taking the hand further back, maybe just root down through the fingertips, still keeping the spine long so you're not coming back. The spine is nice and straight. Start turning. Still gazing forward as we turn, and then let the head gaze back. Keep taking nice long breaths. The spine lengthens as we inhale and relaxes as we exhale. Good. Come back to center, and we'll get ready to switch sides. So straighten that left leg. Bring the right leg in again, having that space between the foot and the leg. Drawing that knee nice and close to you. Stay nice and tall. Keep holding it in just to get used to that pose. If you haven't done it before, if you've done it before, you can go straight into the pose and just hold it for a little bit longer whilst I talk this through. I always like to take my time getting into poses anyway. It gives your body a really good chance to open up. So holding here. Keep that spine long. Reach up. Just going to turn the navel slightly and then lengthen forward. Keep rooting through that bent leg, that foot. Again, be mindful of the knee dropping out. Bring it in. Adjust that foot if you need to. Lengthening through those hands. The shoulders drawn back, and then see if you can bind again. This time we're grabbing the right hand with the left and leaving the chest opened, drawing the shoulder blades back, lengthening the spine forward. Keep the neck nice and long. Make sure foot's not dropping, and relax. Then let go of the bind. Let go of the leg. Let it just gently open up to the side. Bring the inside of the foot to the inside of the straight leg. And then just gently relax. Let the foot relax. Just keep the ankle from falling out. If it is too much for your hamstring, again, gently bend the knee. Next breath, let's come back to seated. And we're going to end with that twist. So taking the left hand this time to the right knee. Take the right hand, big circle round. Try and place it nice and close to you if you can. Root down through the hand. So you're lengthening the spine, twisting, and then gazing back. Nice long breath, keeps the spine nice and long. Exhale, relax into the twist. And just be mindful that foot's not dropping. And then coming back to center again, release, release, release. Straightening that leg. We're just going to come into an upside down table. So bring the hands behind us, fingertips either pointing towards you, side or back, especially if you have tender wrists or problems with your wrists, slightly to the side is probably more comfortable. Bring those heels close to you, just so when we lift the pelvis, the knees go over the ankles. So opening the chest back, rooting down through those hands, nice big breath in. And then start lifting the pelvis up, straightening that spine, draw the shoulders back. Keep the neck either back, forward, or straight, however it feels comfortable. And then we're going to lower the pelvis, but just hover above the mat. And then root down through your feet again, lift the pelvis up again, draw down through those hands. Let's do one more time, lowering the pelvis, just hovering it. Rooting down through feet and hands and drawing it up again, straighten that spine, draw that navel slightly in. We have a nice straight spine, and then gently relax. Bringing the pelvis all the way down, straighten the legs. Flip those wrists over if you need to give them a little stretch and a little shake. And let's come and lie on our bellies. We'll just do a couple of back bends. We're going to bring ourselves to start off with Cobra, so lying on the front. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Elbows are drawn into the sides of your body, so they're nice and supporting your back, your spine. You draw those elbows in, root down through those hands. On the exhale, start lifting the chest slightly, draw that navel in. Keep those glutes relaxed. You can either continue holding here in baby cobra, that might be all you need for your back. We might want to move into snake pose, so take the hands behind you again, interlace those fingers, and you can start lifting the chest up a bit more. Keep drawing the shoulders back, root down through your feet, where you're connecting the legs back down, the pelvis back down, and just lifting through the front of your body. Again, keep that neck nice and relaxed. No tension in the neck, whether you're keeping it straight or bent, but just make sure it's relaxed. Keep drawing back, lifting the chest, glutes stay relaxed, lifting the chest, lifting the chest, lifting the chest, and then relax. Make a pillow with your hands, relax out your back, maybe give it a little wriggle from side to side. And then we'll come and do the legs, so the bottom part, into a half locust. So come back to center, half locust. We take the hands, if you need the support of your hands. Hands, palms are facing up. We place them underneath, supporting us. You can have them face down and not supporting, and then just use the legs. So completely up to you. Or the hands could be on either side of your body. Again, rooting down. If you need that support, have the hands underneath your legs. Again, we'll move on the exhale because that's when we draw the navel in and supports the back. Chin is on the mat. Take a nice big breath in. On the exhale, take the left leg up, draw that navel in. Keep lifting that leg. Make sure the hips stay square so you're not falling over. And just lifting the leg, using the hand if you need it or not. Keep that chin on the mat. Keep the glutes relaxed. Keep lifting the leg, keep lifting the leg, keep lifting the leg, and then relax. Take a moment here as we get ready to switch sides. Tension on the mat, nice big breath in. Draw navel in as we take the right leg up this time. Keep lifting. Use the hand for support if needed. Or just root down through the hands if you're not using them for support. Keep lifting the leg. Keep the hips square. Chin on the mat. Keep lifting the leg. Keep the neck relaxed. Keep lifting the leg. Lifting the leg. Lifting, 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 and then relax. Good. Make a pillow with your hands. Rock out your back. Rock out your neck. You've been holding tension. I know it's difficult to do, not to hold tension sometimes. And then let's push back into a child's pose. It's a nice stretch for your back, toes touching, maybe knees nice and apart, lengthen through that spine. And then just relax in child's pose, hands either side or hands to either side of the body or in front of you, wherever you feel comfortable. Just take a little break for your back. Take nice long breaths into that lower back, stretching it out, connect back to your breath. And then our next breath, let's bring the hands either side and start rolling up through our body, through our spine. We're going to come and lie down on the mat. As we'll do just a tiny bit of core work, just to counterbalance those backs. Bring in that strength, straightening out the legs. Now, if you do have any back issues, or if it's the first time you're doing this, you might want to try it with your knees bent and pelvis is slightly tilted up. Or you can, if you want it stronger, have the legs straight. Pelvis is still slightly tilted up. Hands are either side supporting us. You're going to stop moving on the exhale. So take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, drawing the navel in, we're going to lift the legs to 90 degrees. So you can come from bent knees. You can come from straight legs all the way up to 90 degrees. And then take a breath here. On the exhale, start lowering the legs either straight, taking them down, or bent, taking them down. And let's do that 2 more times. Nice big breath in. On the exhale, start lifting the legs up. Nice big breath in. Tuck that chin towards your chest. On the exhale, taking the legs down. You're going to hover them if you want to make it that bit stronger. Final time. On the exhale, draw that navel. Inhaling. Exhaling. And actually, we're going to do one last time. So take a nice big breath in. On the exhale, take the legs all the way up and just hold them there just for a moment. And then take them down. And then relax. Let the belly relax, let the legs relax. And we'll bring the knees up to our chest, so bend the legs again. And bring the knees to our chest. And this time we'll just take the legs up again, but more relaxed. So it's more about just relaxing the legs. And maybe keep the knees slightly soft. And just give a stretch through the back of your legs, through your lower back. If you have your knees slightly soft and you're drawing those thighs closer towards you, you're going in for a deeper stretch. You're just letting your feet have a break, your legs have a break, your heart have a break. Always good to do this just before going to bed against a wall. Now during our practice I prefer to do it here as it's a little bit more energizing, but if you want it completely relaxed, Just take it up against the wall. And that just totally relaxes you. And then let's start bending the knees again, bringing the knees towards the chest. We'll do a couple of rounds of the air relieving pose. So take the arms around the legs. We're going to take a nice big breath in. On the exhale, start curling up, bringing that forehead towards your knees, and then squeeze your knees into your abdomen as you release your breath completely. And then relax, loosen the grip. Bring yourselves back to the mat, and let's do that 2 more times. Nice big breath in. On the exhale, start lifting the head up to the knees, squeeze the knees. If you fart, it's a good sign. That's really releasing stale air. Relax back down. Final time, nice big breath in. Exhaling, bringing that head up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then gently relax. Let the hands relax back. Bring the feet to the mat. Before we end our practice, we're just going to do one last little spinal twist. So nice and relaxed. Let's drop the knees to our left side. And we're just going to shift our shoulders so they're comfortable on the mat. And then look to our right side. And just a little supine spinal twist to end. Just a few breaths. And be holding for long. Did you find any uncomfortableness or any tingling in your fingers? It could be from an impingement in your neck, so then just look up towards the ceiling. But if it feels comfortable, just hold looking one side, knees dropping the other. Try and make sure the shoulders are nice and flat on the mat. So the opposite shoulder is not lifting up. If you need to, you can always put a cushion underneath it just to give it support if you really struggle. If you loosen up, then if you take the knee slightly back, it should allow you to have the shoulders come back to center. And just drop the other side. And relax. Maybe bring your arms into cactus arms. So elbows are just lined up next to your shoulders, and then wrist is straight up above your elbows. Again, get those shoulders nice and comfortable. Let the neck relax, let the legs relax. And then gently, let's bring those knees back to center. Bringing our chest face back up. Bring the knees into your chest one last time. Give yourself the last little squeeze as we relax the spine. And a couple of options. If you want to, you can either go into Shavasana, so maybe set your timer for the next 5 minutes or so. Just take your time and relax into Shavasana. Otherwise, if you want to end off, especially if you're doing it in the day, we'll spend 1 minute first in Shavasana, and then you can either continue into Shavasana for the next 5 minutes, or just end with me in a seated meditation. So just relax here for a moment. Just let everything relax. Feet relax. Any last bits of tension just slowly releases and relaxes. Legs relax. Your pelvis relaxing. Settle into your mat. Spine just gently relaxing. No tension through the front of the body. The ribs and the chest are relaxed. The back of the body. The shoulders are relaxed. Let the arms relax. Fingers relax. And the face relaxes, just totally relaxed again, no tension in the jaw. Forehead is relaxed, the eyebrows, the eyes. Just gently relax. Maybe continuing here in Shavasana. We'll just coming up for a seated meditation. We bring the knees to the chest, turn slightly to your right, and take your time coming back up to seated. Keep your eyes gently closed. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. And we'll just continue here. Just continue in Shavasana, just relaxing, letting go of thoughts. Connecting to your breath. Exhales longer than your inhales this time. Chin slightly tucked in towards your chest. And maybe just going for a breath count. This is when you take your next inhale, maybe just see if you can count in for 4. So inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhaling for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just continue. We'll play around with that count. Maybe you can count for longer in and for longer out, or you may be struggling with the longer count, but just try and keep that exhale longer than your inhale. And just continue for a few more rounds whilst I leave you here. Thanking you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the practice. And we'll end our practice with love and with kindness. Namaste.